Welcome to the world of YouTuber boxing, where your favorite content creators trade in their AdSense revenue for a chance to get punched in the face on pay-per-view. YouTube boxing, or rather influencer boxing, is a sport born not out of discipline, legacy, or honor, but out of the internet's gut-wrenching desire to punch a person they see on the screen. There's an old saying in Hollywood, everyone wants to be a rock star and every rock star wants to be an actor. In the YouTube world, it seems everyone just wants to beat each other up. Now you might be wondering, why would someone who makes videos about pranks, video games or beauty tutorials want to step into the boxing ring? Well, the answer is as old as time itself. Money, attention, and a chance to see if your opponent's face is as punchable as it looks on a 4K monitor. YouTube boxing began when creators realized something horrifying. They had run out of ideas. The prank era was dead, the algorithm demanded blood. So the influencers looked at each other and said, what if we solved our beef like our ancestors? Poorly and on camera. But then something happened. People realized violence gets views, stakes create engagement, and humiliation is an evergreen content form. Thus, YouTube boxing evolved from a joke to an entire economy. If you're considering a career pivot from YouTuber to boxer, there are a few key steps you need to follow. First, start beefing with another YouTuber. It doesn't really matter what it's about, the more petty and trivial the better. These two have been beefing for some time now and I still don't know why. Next, challenge them to a boxing match. Remember, the key to a successful call-out is to question their courage, make some personal attacks, and ideally do it while wearing a boxing robe for maximum effect. Or if you've been in the gym recently, do it without a t-shirt just to prove on how serious you are. But you may be asking yourself, who do I beef with? Well, I'm glad to say you have plenty of options. You have the ex-vlogger with unresolved ego issues, the TikTok pretty boy with cardio allergies, the prank channel guy, crypto influencers, the redemption arc guy, individuals whose entire personality is being quote-unquote an alpha male, the one real boxer they sacrifice for credibility. Now obviously these individuals are not athletes, but that's the point. Most of them have never been hit seriously in their lives, emotionally or physically, which is why the ring becomes such a spiritual experience. The first real punch they take isn't to the jaw, but it's to the ego. Each one always claims that the fight changed their life, and it does, usually in the form of minor cognitive decline. After they accept, it's time to train. This is where you realize that making a 10-minute video once a week is a lot easier than doing any actual physical exercise. But don't you worry, you can still vlog your training sessions to keep that AdSense money flowing. Every promo or montage is always the same. Slow motion shadow boxing, sweat dripping, jump rope, shirtless mirror shots, and one professional trainer who's still chasing a title. They usually say things like, this isn't about the money. It is about the money. It's always only about the money. If this were about passion, they'd still be boxing after their views drop. Instead, they vanish back into podcasts and crypto ads once the brain rattling is complete. Here's the real reason YouTube boxing exists. The algorithm rewards escalation. You can only yell so loud, you can only fake so many beefs. Eventually, words stop converting into views. Punches, however, will always convert into views. Every single boxing event is simple to understand the incentive loop. Drama equals hype, hype equals pay-per-view, pay-per-view equals clips, clips equals views and memes and memes equals trending. Win or lose, you trend. Lose badly, even better. The match itself is typically a spectacle, with more time spent on entrances and hype than the actual boxing. Don't be too concerned about the result though, because no matter who wins, the real losers are the people who pay to watch it, because it will end up just being posted later on YouTube. Post-match, you have two options. If you win, you can call out another YouTuber for a boxing match, or, now that your ego is more inflated than ever, you can challenge a professional boxer. However, if you lose, you can call out the same YouTuber for a rematch because everyone loves a sequel. YouTube boxing has a problem. It keeps brushing up against real fighters. And every time that happens, the illusion cracks. Let's talk about us, because YouTube boxing only exists because people watch it. We know it's dumb, we know it's reckless, we know it's exploitative, and yet we tune in. Why? Because deep down, we want to see the internet experience consequences. People think getting punched in the face is equal to some form of public accountability. If you talk shit or you are a controversial creator and get punched or lose in the fight, the audience or the general public feels vindicated, and they would be wrong because the creator still wins at the end because they get paid, their views go up, and they always experience growth in their respective platforms. The only real losers in this whole thing are the people who pay to watch it, especially those who have a grudge or some form of hate towards one of the fighters. To win against creators who you quote unquote hate or want to see get punched is not engage with their content, because engagement is engagement. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. On the patented mostly chat scale, out of 5 stars I give YouTube, or rather influencer boxing, 3.5 stars out of 5. One for the spectacle, one for the memes, one for exposing egos, but they do lose points for disrespecting boxing to a certain degree and for speedrunning CTE. Influencer boxing isn't the future of boxing as a sport, but rather a future where money governs the sport to a point where it doesn't matter who you are or how hard you train, as long as you have a buzz, a controversy that can be milked, or if the general public really wants to see you knocked out. And that's pretty much it. YouTube boxing in a nutshell. It's a strange phenomenon, but it's hard to argue with the results. After all, nothing says top tier entertainment quite like watching two people with no professional boxing experience try to knock each other out.